Guys, welcome back. I'm your host, I'm your number one, Mr. Simeon Hendrix, and this is Steady Focused. Today we're here at Midwestern State University, and we are with some of the brightest, most talented, the future of not only, Wichita Falls, but I know you guys are going to be branching out across the United States and the world. So it's an honor to be here talking with you guys today. So, who hired your PR agent and should you fire them, right? And you're like, what the heck? What are we doing? Why are we talking about this? We're going to get into that. Thank you, Jesse Brown. He was the one who invited me to come and talk today. Jesse, I met at Hager Communications. I had the honor of working on his campaign where he was actually elected into city council and became the youngest city councilor in Wichita Falls history, right? Jesse's a great dude, and it was an honor to work with him. Who am I, and why should you care, right? I mean, let's get to it. Let's get right down to the point. Who is this dude? So let's talk about a boy. Grew up, born in the San Joaquin Valley in California. My mom was an orange packer, working the lines in the orange fields. She was pregnant with me. My dad was a truck driver. We grew up, money was not something that we had. Probably a lot of you guys can relate to that. And so 7 years old, they divorced. I moved to New Mexico, right? Ended up in New Mexico. Shit got hard, and we got a new stepdad, and a lot of abuse came into the house, and it was just really rough. And it was really hard time from 7 until 16. And 16 years old, thankful to God, we got a new stepfather, and I moved to Iowa Park, right? So I did my time in Iowa Park, Texas, right? That's how I like to say it. Graduated with honors there. It was a great moment because when we were living in New Mexico, we were, my whole family, we were categorized as just the losers, or the ones that can never make it, or forget about these guys, or oh my gosh, I can't believe they're in my class. We didn't have a chance. And then we got out, right? And so I'm just thankful for that. Graduated from Iowa Park, Texas. I did 2 years at Midwestern State University. Very, thankful that I've been in your shoes. And so my second year, my grades started slipping. Why? Rock and roll, okay? So it was, I have a song in my heart, as my grandmother would tell me. And so I had to make the choice. What am I going to do? Am I going to go full-time rock and roll, or am I going to commit and be a college student? I chose rock and roll. And so my 20s were all about rock and roll. I toured the country and opened up for some of my hero bands, playing to thousands and thousands of people. Learned a lot, and I was the front man. I was the hype man, getting people going. You know me. So, just riling it up, singing. So we were kind of a hardcore metal band, but at times there was some beauty, and it was not uncommon to have the ladies in the front crying at the end of a song, It was emotional, and for me it was great because I was able to take the hardships and I could just let it out in front of a lot of people, thousands of people, and like, damn, this dude's crazy or whatever, but it was a healing process for me, and I learned a lot. I managed the band, I was doing the graphics for the band, in addition to performing, and so the 20s kind of came to an end. And I was still in love with being a creative. So I said, okay, the band's done. What am I going to do? So I took this passion that I have with graphic design, and I kind of went full force with it. And so I was sharing portfolio pieces. I was working with as many people as I could. I was making up clients, creating work for them, just keeping it going. And I was sharing what I was doing along the way, sharing what I was doing. And so after about a year and a half of that, that's where Hager came into my life, Mrs. Jackie Hager. She was seeing, and now you're going to kind of see how this kind of starts tying in. Jackie was seeing what I was projecting, what I was sharing, the story that I was telling myself as, right? Here's this graphic artist. He's this guy who's doing big things. He's working with clients. So Jackie saw me, what I was pushing out online, and she reached out to me and said, hey, I've got this thing going. It's called Hager Communications, and I've been working with some freelance people. At the time, there were no permanent employees, right, at Hager Communications. Well, she had one receptionist. And so, Simeon, why don't you come work for me? I was like, I didn't know Jackie at the time. I was like, who are you? Are you going to be in Wichita Falls for a little bit? Because I need security. So, of course, I found out real quickly, Jackie is a rock. And so I did 5.5 years with Hager up until about 6-7 weeks ago. And I'm no longer with Hager. But Jackie's still a mother figure to me. She's still a mentor to me. And she and I grew the company to, like I was saying, the national contender that Hager Communications is right now. Clients all across the United States. And, there were some of the highlights. We're sitting down at tables. Again, remember, this is where it was. Remember this boy, And so here we are at Hager, and we're sitting down at these tables, and multi-million-dollar deals are being discussed and closed, and they're asking my opinion. What do you think, Simeon? Because I had been presenting myself as someone who knew something, right? And I was projecting that out. So I was curating myself. I was giving the impression, hey, this dude can be trusted, and he knows what he's talking about. So very, very thankful for my time with Hager. It was an honor. Jackie, again, is still a mother figure to me, and she is a mentor, and I learned a lot. And that energy that you saw today is real. 24 hours a day, that's how it is. First thing when she comes in 7 o'clock in the morning to when she goes to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. It's real. She's an honest person, and I love it. So about 2 years ago, I started Steady Focused. That was, you could see it. So real quickly, I transitioned from graphic design into photography and video while I was with Hager. I was doing it on the side. Jackie loved it. Let's work together. And that became what I am most focused on right now. You could say I'm steady focused. And so about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, I started this show, Steady Focused. And what it is just basically documenting my growth as a photographer, videographer, things that I've learned, questions that I have, and we keep going around. And now it's not uncommon for every week I'm talking to the biggest photographers and videographers across the world. I interview them, pick their brain, what are they doing right, what were their failures, what were their struggles, and reverse engineer it, because I want to know how did they get to where they're at, because I want to be the best, right? I want to be the best. I want to be my best that I can be, right? We're all going to die. Every single one of us in this room is going to be dead. And chokes me up because it's a fact. And while I'm here, I just want to grow and be the best that I can be. And so Steady Focused came on, and so that's kind of paralleling. And then about I don't know how much it was, but 3 months before Christmas Eve, I put in my 3-month resignation at Hager. Simeon, what are you going to do? Where are you going to leave? I don't know. I'm going to go freelance. I'm going to figure it out. But I just know, Jackie, I love you guys, but now it's time for me to get out of the nest. And so I gave the 3-month resignation. I was getting myself situated. I was going to go freelance. And then, I just think it was a God thing, but I saw an advertisement at United Regional. You guys know there are the hospital here in town. It's North Texas area's biggest hospital. And they had been, they're looking for photographer, videographer, social media guy. I'm like, hey, I could do that. I know they got good benefits, right? So, and hey, that's my little man right there. He's my man. 7 years old, about to be. And it's important, when you start getting older, like, I got to have good benefits. I got to take care of my family. So, but I was like, man, they're not going to go for me. Again, my self-doubt was coming in. And I applied, and lo and behold, they told me they were literally watching me thinking, how cool would it be if we could get Simeon on our team? But man, he's at Hager. Because I didn't tell anybody until my last day that I was leaving Hager. I didn't make it public. So anyway, for the last 6.5 weeks, so I've been at United Regional, and that's my day job, right? So I'm putting it down there, and that's what I do. Photography and videography and positivity. That's the message that I curate and that I'm sharing. And so I just want to talk to you guys about we are all marketers. Everyone in this room, right? Every one of us. Some of you guys might be IT. Some of you guys might be, I don't know what you guys are doing with it, but you look like you're kicking somebody's ass. Maybe it's football, I don't know, but you guys look like you're taking care of business. So, but some of us are marketers. Some of us are, hey, I'm a numbers guy. Some of us are computer science majors, but every single one of us in this room is a marketer, and we're advertising reps. What are you talking about, Simeon? I don't get it. our number one client is ourselves. Ourselves. Every day, we tell our story by the way we talk, the way we dress, and the way we present ourselves online. And everyone in this room is an influencer. Okay, we say, man, I don't have 1,000 followers on XYZ. I only got this and that. Somewhere, you guys have a young one watching you, right? To them, you're Hercules. You're the greatest thing in the world. Everyone in this room is influencing people daily. And we're telling people, like me, hate me, I'm going to inspire you, I'm going to turn you off, right? So every single one of us is running our own PR agency, and the product is ourselves. And that goes both ways. That goes for what am I sharing online that is telling people, that's telling Hager Communications, that's telling United Regional, hey, this is a good guy, I want to trust $1 million decisions with this dude. Or, dang, man, this guy hates his life. He hates everyone around him. He's negative all the time. You know, so just, that's just what I want to point out, that dichotomy that, do I hate things? I do hate things at times, but I know it's not going to do good to focus on those. So what are you guys saying about you? You know, I don't know, we could go through right now and not only how do we look, but like, let's pull up everybody's Instagram, let's pull up everybody's Snapchat, you know, let's pull up everybody's Facebook. Like, how are we representing ourselves? And I'm not saying this to say, like, let's be fake. Fuck no, the furthest thing from that. Be real, right? Be real. It's cool to be real. But I'm just saying, keep it in mind. Because you guys are growing up in a world, it's there, right? Whether you like it or not, your entire life is being documented and judged. Know that. Whether you think, ah, man, nobody's watching me, people are watching you. The good, the bad, and the ugly, all of it. All of it. So what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? I mean, literally, what do you want to be known for? Like, man, I want to be known because I want to be the best tennis player on earth. Does anybody know that? Have you told anybody that? Have you said, man, I want to be the best? When you're sitting around dinner table with your family, with your mom, your dad, your grandma, do they know what your dream is? Can they tell you what your dream is? So what are you projecting? Or do they just think, man, they're pissed off and they hate life? And I get it. Man, screw my dad. I don't want to talk to my dad. Okay, cross him out. The people that you love, do the people that you love and care about know what you care about? Curate what you share. This is powerful, guys. So write this down. If you haven't heard this and you don't know about curate what you share, this is powerful. My man Sean McCabe, he's a powerful, he's growing a business. You guys can look him up. I could talk about Sean McCabe for hours, but curate what you share. So I made a conscious decision. I want to be known for photography, videography, and positivity. That's it. So when you guys look at my Instagram feed, what are you going to see on there? You see photos, like badass photos of me doing my best. You're going to see me interviewing the best from across the world. And and then you'll see some human stuff, right? Every once in a while I'll drop that in. But I am very conscious about what I share. You get on my Facebook, what are you going to see? You're going to see a lot of positivity. You're going to see kind of the same thing. And if I'm in my mind, I'm like, man, I want to be a comic book illustrator. That's it. Then share that. And all this other stuff, are there other things that I love? Do I still love rock and roll? Do I still love whatever, putting holes in walls, all of this? Yes, I'm into all that. But for this season in my life, I'm being focused to tell you this is what I'm into. Noise versus building a brand. Noise. So what happens when we're sitting here, maybe this young lady, she starts singing the most beautiful song in the world. We're captivated, right? Like, oh my gosh, it's so quiet in here. And she sounds so beautiful. Let's just listen to this. But while she's doing that, what happens when construction starts happening over here? Okay, it's still good. And then the guys in the back, they're having this loud conversation. And then over here, these guys over here are doing a cooking show. And all this other stuff starts going on. It's like, man, I can't really hear that beautiful sound anymore. What's going on? It just sounds like noise. It's just noise. That's exactly how it is for us on our Instagram, on our social network, everything. When we're sitting down with dinner, if we're talking about all this stuff, I can't get where you're coming from. I'm like, oh, she's into this, but man, she's kind of into this, but she's into that. And that's what I'm saying. Curate what you share. Let that be your thing for this season in your life. And that's what we're going to share. That's what I'm going to share, is I'm going to tell you I'm going to be the best photographer, videographer, filmmaker I can be, and I'm going to share positivity. Because if I'm sharing all this other stuff, all my other interests, all my other passions, as Sean says, people are automatically going to judge you. Because, I mean, we got too much shit going on, right? I mean, I got too much to understand and try and figure you out. So I'm going to judge you and put you in a box. Oh, this is what I think this guy's into. Curate what you share. Tell me what you do and consistently keep telling me that. Oh, man, I get it. That dude right there, man, he's the golfing champion of the world. I know it. How do I know that? Because that's all he talks about. So perception is reality. Perception is reality. Whether it's real or not, like it or not, that's how it is. So again, steady, focused. I'm focused on photography, video, and positivity. Perception is reality. So if I keep hearing from this young lady all the time, she's going to be the best hairdresser in the world, whatever, and then it gets to the time where it's time for me to get my hair cut, I'm like, dang, I don't know. Oh, wait, Chanel or whatever, you know, dang, man, she's been posting great things. I'm going to come to her. And that's exactly, and you say, well, shit, man, is this real? Does this really work? It works. It's a fact of life, and I have lived it in my own life. Yes, it does. Touring the band, when I was touring across the entire country, right? I was curating what I would share. You talk to anybody during my 20s, what does this dude do? He rocks people's faces off. He's a songwriter, he's a performer. He's working as hard as he can. At the time, that season in my life, we were the greatest rock and roll band in the world, and that was it. That's it. That's the only thing I wanted to be known for, and that's what we're focusing on. And if you asked anybody, damn, man, Simeon, and the bands that we reached that level, the nationally touring bands, yeah, of course, come up, because that's all you talk about, and that's what we see. Hager Communications, I got on with Jackie because I was curating what I was sharing, steady, focused. The way that I get these people across the country, hit them up on their Instagram, man, will you talk with me? I don't know, whoa, man, okay, this guy's pretty good at photography, he's doing all, yeah, let's do it. United Regional, I was curating what I was sharing. So just think about the long game. Long game. We're going to be doing this for a long time, right? Some of us in this room are 20, some of us are 30, some are 38, okay? We're going to be doing this for a long time. So it'd be like, okay, I got to go home today and I got to fix my whole life. I got to get everybody in the world right now to know right this second that I'm XYZ. It's going to take some time. Allow ourselves the time to grow, okay? Allow it the time to nurture and just let it be and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, okay? So think long game. Think, I'm doing this because I love it. Don't do it because, oh man, I got to get a result from this guy today. Like, get your mind right. Bryan Myers, okay? This is a man who I went to high school with. He leaves my sophomore year. I haven't seen this dude in forever. Every once in a while I see him online, but you know, it's kind of sporadically, but I know he went to war. I know he became a Green Beret. I know he was Special Forces. I know he was in battle a lot. But he and I had lost touch. And I could talk about this man a whole lot, but I thought, why don't I let Bryan talk to you guys? And let's kind of tie this all together. So please, and I mean this when I say it, please help me honor a man who's fought for our country. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Bryan Myers. Come on up.
Appreciate it, man. It's good to see you.
So Bryan, like I said, it was 8 tours in the war. Green Beret, Special Forces. This man has literally been around the world in some of the most difficult places on earth. And how did we come back together, Bryan? And if you want to use the mic, do it, or use your voice.
I speak loud enough with the Texas drawl, but whatever it is. I've been following you for a while, and it's exactly what he's speaking about is why I contacted him, is his energy. And basically, I just hit you up on social media. It's like, hey, let's grab a coffee. Because, you know, I travel the world quite a bit to this day doing humanitarian aid. And what I realized very quickly is I have this network around the world to do what I want to do, but it's weak because I didn't have any roots back home. And then when I built those roots, I wanted to build it with people that shared the same mindset and energy that I have, because I know what I want to do and I want to know what I want to be remembered as. And that's what I present on my social media is I want to be remembered for changing the world. And that's what we do every day with my companies. And that's why I hit him up on social media. I was like, hey, dude, we got to grab a coffee. And he's like, yes, instantly. He was like, yes, let's do it Saturday. And then life happened. And then again, hey, we're going to meet this Saturday. Life happened. And finally, we're like, look, I'm not doing anything. What are you doing right now? And we sat down last week.
and we're having coffee. So Bryan knows me as, oh, I remember this guy from high school. He was pretty cool. I remember, you know, a little bit, but he had been watching me online, and he knows, man, this dude does video. He cares about what he's doing. And so that's what we're talking about. So it's not going to be at all a stretch of the imagination that very soon I'm going to be following this man to Iraq. I'll be following this man to Iran. I'll be following this man to the Middle East, documenting what he's doing. You know, he's out of the Green Berets, but his focus is humanitarian aid across the world. You'll be like, man, okay, well, that's going on over there. What about our right here in the United States? When we had the hurricanes, this man got as many people as he could, and he went down to the hurricanes, and he was helping people for Harvey and all this in Houston, okay? He's a world humanitarian, okay? And we have come back together because of what I've been sharing, and talk about the people you attract because of what you share.
You know, it's interesting to see it. I mean, I'm really enjoying the speech so far because the discussion's great. What I gather is I rely solely on my social media. I can't stress it enough. It sounds, you know, a lot of the points he's making are actually, I live those thoughts and those points constantly. I was able to infiltrate ISIS-controlled Mosul last year off of my Instagram. Of course, I have networks all over the world. I work with all kinds of agencies. But what got me into Mosul was the dude I met on Instagram. And it's because what I was putting out on my social media caught their attention. They knew that I was wanting to go to Iraq. They knew that the unit I was with in the military actually stood up the Iraqi Special Operations Forces. The only people that were fighting against ISIS in the Middle East was this unit that we built from scratch. So it never settled well with me that we left. It never settled well with me that I couldn't keep my commitment to my brethren. So we went back. I got out, made some life decisions. I walked away from everything that I know. I've made a lot of money in my life, and I've spent a lot of money in my life doing humanitarian aid because I knew what I wanted to do. My passion was helping, and the war wasn't the answer. And the one thing that I learned over that time was just that right there, is love's the answer. You can't kill your way into peace. And that's what I share on my social media, and that's what grabbed people's attention, was these Iraqis saw that. I didn't want to go there to land some security contract. I didn't want to go there to be some cool guy. I wanted to go there because I gave a shit. And they reached out to me. All of my funding is from private. What flew me to Afghanistan or Iraq was Iraqis. I had a businessman hit me up and say, hey, I'll pay for your plane ticket. And of course, backside of me is going, am I going to end up on a YouTube video in an orange jumpsuit? But I did enough vetting. I knew enough people to say, hey, is this guy real? You know, I know a lot of key people around the world, from prime ministers down. And I'm hitting people up and say, hey, is this guy real? Is he really in the unit? And then I showed up to Mosul. And it was all based on what I was putting out there on my social media. And when you talk about expressing yourself, and what you're talking about is who you want to be, you have to define that. I am the realest person I can be on social media. I am real, I am blunt, I'm also fun. But I don't hold anything back because I want you to know who I am, because I want you to support me for me. I'm not going to buy followers. I'm not going to do any of this other crap that they're going to tell you to do. I'm not telling you to not do that. But know who you are and what you're willing to sacrifice. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my integrity on my social media. It's who I am. Because I need the people. My life is literally at risk due to these things. So sorry to go on. I'll go on a lot of tangents. I drink a lot of coffee.
So guys, put your hands together one more time for Bryan. Bryan, Thank you. If people want to find you online, where can they check you out?
The Bearded Bryan is my personal Instagram. I own Raise the Black. It's another Instagram. It's for raising money for Iraqis' widows, for the ISOF widows. I also own the World's My Country Foundation. That's at at WIMCF, at the Bearded Bryan, and at Raise the Black. So appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more time for Bryan. So guys, just kind of want to leave this with you right now. Just be thinking, okay? Be consciously aware. What are you projecting? And how are you representing whatever it is that you are projecting? Okay? And again, yes, be a human. This isn't saying, okay, well, Simeon told me I got to run a fake life so I can impress this girl across the way. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying just be aware of what you are projecting. Be aware that you are influencing people. You are leaving an impression. Love yourself. And fuck hate. Right? Because it's not going to do me any good to focus on all the hate I have for someone else, because that's all inside of my own mind anyway. And all that's going to do is set me back. So guys, until next time, I'm your host. I'm your number one, Mr. Simeon Hendrix. And this is Steady Focused.